with the Five of Cups. And I seen that come up. I was shuffling and I saw that come up once. So this is your underlying energy, focusing on the loss, but the relationship still remains. Strength. Okay, so there was a difficult time, but I think there were some things that had fallen through. No real deal breakers though, I think. Or maybe they definitely was close to it though. But I think you miss one another. You miss somebody. Somebody misses someone. Um, hmm. Now, let's see. Going into it, both parties are feeling pretty much the same way. Queen of Cups, Ace of Cups. Then, okay, this individual knows what they feel, knows what they want, knows what makes them happy. They emotionally, when it comes to this relationship, it makes them happy. They're full of love. This person is ready to express that love. Definitely following their intuition with this. Now, the other situation, though, with the Ace of Cups, this person's seeing this as a new opportunity in love. I think they're really looking at themselves, really, because I know the aces definitely mean self. But ace is the one, and the one is us. So I do feel like this person is definitely growing spiritually with this relationship, and they see this as a new spiritual path that they're taking, and it's going to help them understand themselves as well as, you know, build a relationship with themselves, with you, with the other person if this is you, um, and build a relationship with the spirit. But this what gets interesting. The card that I bent the mess up out of, and I'm upset about, because I'm a perfectionist in a very weird way. Virgo North Node in really weird placements. But anyway, how you guys present each other is very interesting. This person is very passionate. I think they're really discovering and retapping into that passionate fire. We in Sagittarius energy, so I don't know if y'all seeing a Sag, but hey, with Pisces, you do have Mars in your sign, for the next 3 weeks. I believe the next 3 weeks, but I do definitely know that he's going to be in your sign for a little bit. So yeah, you guys are really tapping into that masculine energy, really getting that fire going, ready to take action, and you guys are really taking action, doing and starting something new, getting things going. And I feel like it's not because you need to release something. I know death has this stigma of, oh, you got to let something go, something has to disappear, it has to be gone, but it's more of there's the new life that was created prior to to death. I think there's a new life after death, right? Because I feel like this person already went through the releasing portions that they needed to kind of get them through a difficult situation, to get them, well, no, not get them through a difficult situation, but to allow themselves to have a new beginning, period. I think there was something they needed to release and let go of so they can have a new beginning. And that's what they're doing. They're starting anew. They're starting fresh. I think this is also them leaving, truly closing that door, leaving the chapter behind, truly clearing their energy by starting new things. Now, this individual, you guys, this is how I typically would read it for my clients. But um, this person is definitely in love. They see this person as their one, their person, because of the lovers here. This is someone that definitely is having to balance their head and their heart. But I think they're really accepting that love. I think this person is definitely showing that their emotions are on their sleeve because of how the Queen of Cups is and then the High Priestess is. These two are practically, in my opinion, the same thing. Very similar, like to how the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles are very similar. And I feel like with the Lovers coming up there in the present, like how, not in the present, but how they present themselves to you, or you are presenting your energy to them, it's a very profound, loving kind of energy. Like you really feel this individual, you really feel connect with this individual, you really feel like a spiritual closeness with this person. And it's interesting that religious factors is the thing that comes up, because I'm not getting a lot of conflict, really. I'm not getting a lot of conflict. I think the only thing that's upsetting is that there is a distance between you guys. Somebody misses somebody. Okay. Um. Now, for some of you guys, this person may not even exist yet. To be absolutely honest, I think somebody may not exist quite yet. Um. And I think this person may be manifesting the person of their dreams. Hmm. Hold on a second. I'm going to take a look at something here. Religious factors. This card reveals the religion and spirituality are subtle but important factors in your love life. Perhaps you're looking for a relationship with a person who shares your spiritual beliefs. If so, this card comes to you as guidance to seek your new partner at the church, temple, or meeting place associated with your faith. If you're currently with a partner who isn't spiritually minded or whose beliefs differ markedly from yours, you may feel dissatisfied. You may also be You may also be influenced by family traditions that expect you to marry within your own culture or religion. And that's one of the things I was saying about the reason why I see this card as the Hierophant. It's because very similar to the Hierophant, because a lot of the times this person is differing from your usual type. This person is not the person that you would typically go for. This is a person that's outside of your comfort zone, outside of the realm of your world, if that makes sense. This is like practically alien, and I think this person is brand new, starting from scratch and all that. And you have staunch beliefs. Obviously, you have a very strong faith here with the High Priestess. Somebody does. If someone else has a really strong faith, if someone really trusts in their intuition and their in spirit guides and things like that, somebody in your life is super religious here. But I was trying to understand regarding what this religious factors is really meaning, and I think this, help is helping me obviously reading a little bit, because I never actually read this book before. I actually just kind of use my intuition and channel all these. This is speaking to me here. The romance angels are helping you address this issue. They ask you to remain true to yourself during the process, decide which factors you will and won't accept in your relationships, creating boundaries. Okay, and what your priorities are for your partner. For instance, it is possible that your love interest may live the spiritual practices that you find important, for example, forgiveness, charity, kindness, and the like, without having the same religious affiliation you do. Angels remind you that your partner, like everyone, is a holy child of God. Everyone is spiritual in truth because everyone is spirit. Although it is not up to you to change your partner to match your spiritual path, your affirmations, prayers, visualizations can have a positive influence on both of you in your relationship. And I don't get any sort of changing, sort of nothing. I get true connection. That's what I'm getting. And it's interesting that this card is coming up. I think this person is different than your typical individual. I think that's what it is. And I know there's a card in here that already says that. That's why I was like keeping from saying it. But I feel like this person is definitely different in regards to their belief systems. They're starting a new life. They're doing something new. They're forming their own beliefs. And I feel like somebody here has already set beliefs here. And that's fine. But the Five of Cups that's coming up in this is like, there may be some things that are not very similar between the both of you that make it hard for you to overlook and focus on the relationship, which is why the Five of Pentacles and the Three of Cups comes up. Now, yeah, because strength is coming up. I feel like this Three of Cups is the challenge because there's something that's in common with the people that are holding these three cups, and even though they may not have everything the same, they have some similarities. But you have similarities. There's nothing unsimilar between the both of you. It's just that I think there's something that is precious to either one of you guys that makes it very hard to overlook. Now, for some of you guys, it literally means that you guys about meeting and uniting in some way. I think the union is the thing. Maybe somebody's ready for marriage and the other person is not. And I feel like that's the thing. Maybe somebody's like not ready to propose or ready to settle down, not ready to kind of like go there just yet with it, because the Empress does mean domestication. It's the wife, right? She's the divine feminine, and I know the High Priestess can be the wife too because of the Hierophant and all that, but the Empress talks about creating something new, creating something. But it takes time to make things happen, right? The wheat doesn't just happen on us automatically. It takes time to manifest the utopia that you're looking for. You guys came together to build a future together. That was going to take time. And I feel like the Three of Cups is the challenge because I think there is some things that are keeping you two to connect keeping you two connected. Maybe the differences that you see rather than the similarities. But I feel like there's just so much unconditional love here. And this person's coming from a brand new start, right? I think they're starting all the way new here and they're leaving behind the old. This person over here may be the person that has to, that's facing someone of different, that's different than their typical individual, right? Or different from the people that they usually hang out with, or different from what they feel they need in a partner, because they're letting go of old stuff, you know? Not for you is what you guys have. Wow. That's interesting, man. Interesting. Wow, you guys are getting some really interesting cards. And the Five of Cups can indicate loss too, guys, obviously, right? It's like, oh, duh. Like, he lost the Three of his Cups. But the Two Cups is still remaining, though. There's still something left. Not for you, though, is indicating that there's been some sort of rejection. Something has been rejected. Somebody, there's something that's, obviously denied, right? Somebody has been denied. Or something has been denied. And I think it's due to the fact that there is something here that I think for some of you guys, you may be interacting with somebody, not a false twin flame. I feel like this person in your life that you may be interacting with may not be the person. May not be your person. I think somebody's manifesting their ideal person. They're giving out love. They're showing their love. Somebody's starting brand new, but not for you. To me, indicates that there's been some sort of rejection. Something's been denied, and it's because of course God has something better planned, right? There's something out there better than what you've got going on currently, and I think that's what's going on. I think there's some things you haven't met yet. That's the problem. Okay, we get it. So the situation is this. I think some of you guys are in a relationship right now, or some of you guys are starting brand new from a relationship. But I feel like somebody's open, single, maybe not in a relationship right now. Somebody may be still in a relationship currently. But the thing is that I feel like there's somebody here that you haven't met yet. I feel like I picked up somebody that you haven't met yet. And the reason why is because they're going through a sort of transition that is going to require them to grow a little bit. Not in the sense that they need to grow up, like to mature, but there's some things that they have to, transition into. They're transitioning into new shoes. They're starting brand new. And it started from their loss of something. It could have been you, it could have been the other person that you're starting new, but the thing is that I don't think y'all have met yet. The connection is there, the profound connection is there, and I feel like the person that's connected to spirit and is aware of their intuition, they know. I feel like they know, but nobody, yeah, I don't think you guys have met yet. But they're on their way. Wow, guys. So it's like, not yet. Don't rush it. That's the thing, too. Like I was saying, things take time to build and create, and I think the patience is what's needed here. Patience. This person over here is very patient. This person is ready to go, but it all will happen in due time. So I feel like with the religious factors, I feel like it's saying mostly trust your intuition and have faith.